The Camp Ashleigh incident. Every summer, Camp Ashleigh posted the same brochure, a happy lake, smiling counselors, and a tagline that read, "Where memories last forever." Nobody knew how darkly true that promise was. Mason Reed, a 19-year-old counselor, arrived a week early for staff prep. The campgrounds looked normal, cabins stacked with clean bunks, canoes by the lake, pine trees swaying softly. But at dinner, the director, Ms. Hammond, gave a warning. "Under no circumstances do you go near Cabin 7. It's condemned." No explanation, no questions allowed. That night, Mason heard someone walking outside. Slow, dragging steps. When he peeked through the blinds, he saw a figure standing between the cabins, broad-shouldered, wearing torn camp counselor shorts. But no shirt, just pale, scarred skin and a burlap sack over his head. Mason blinked. The figure vanished. The next day, 2 counselors didn't show up for breakfast. By lunch, a third was missing. Ms. Hammond insisted they probably went into town. Mason didn't believe a word. He grabbed a flashlight and followed strange footprints behind the dining hall, huge, barefoot, and spaced unnaturally far apart. The prints led straight toward Cabin 7. The door creaked open when he touched it. Inside, the stench hit him. Rotting wood, old sweat, and something metallic. On the bunk beds hung 3 counselor shirts, shredded and stained. A rope snapped behind him. Mason turned to see the burlap-masked figure towering in the doorway, holding a broken oar with nails hammered through the blade. The giant man charged. Mason dove under a bunk as the oar smashed into the wood above him, sending splinters into his arms. He scrambled through a back window and sprinted toward the lake. The slasher didn't chase. He walked steadily, breathing like an enraged animal. Mason reached the boathouse and hid behind stacked kayaks. His heart pounded so loudly he feared the masked killer could hear it. In the silence, something wet dripped nearby. Mason shined his flashlight. A counselor's body hung from the rafters, throat slit, eyes wide. Before Mason could scream, the burlap giant smashed through the boathouse wall. Mason toppled backward, grabbing a flare gun. The killer swung his nail-spiked oar, missing Mason's skull by inches. Mason fired the flare. It hit the killer's chest, exploding in a burst of flame. The giant roared, swiping blindly. Mason ran out and dove into the lake, swimming for the far dock while the blazing figure staggered along the shore. He reached the ranger station at dawn, trembling and soaked. Police swept through camp. They found Cabin 7 burned to the ground. They found bodies, but they never found the killer's remains. Kids arrived 2 weeks later for opening day, and on the first night, several swore they saw a tall figure standing at the tree line, wearing a burlap mask, smoke still rising from his chest.